Throughout the NBA, there are so many great young players in the NBA as you got Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Zion Williamson, and not to mention John Morant. All these guys are the future man. Gone too carried away from this. But anyways, two of the players I mentioned are putting up great numbers, but they are leading their teams to the playoffs. But the thing is, Luka and Ja are barely holding up in the postseason as they're barely hanging on the 7th and 8th seed in the Western Conference. And I know the Western Conference has always been the tougher conference than the Eastern Conference as they play the Rockets, they play the Lakers, they play the Nuggets, Clippers. It is obvious that these guys are barely holding up. But there's one great young player who's constantly making strides to becoming a superstar in this league. He plays in the Eastern Conference, played for the Celtics, wears number 0. That boy is Jayson Tatum. Tatum is one of my favorite players in the NBA. I'm trying to tell y'all, man, he's been showing potential as in the 2018 season. You can make the case that he was the best player on the Celtics. Now, it's not the definite answer because everyone contributed at such a high level, but despite all that, we expected that Tatum ups his production even more in 2019. But Kyrie and so many players need the ball to operate led them to becoming one of the most disappointing teams in the entire 2010s decade. But now Tatum has elevated his play to borderline superstardom. And now, if this is the time to say that Tatum is a superstar, now in the A-Man Show. Hey man, this is the A-Man Show, back at it again for more content. If y'all love football and basketball, then subscribe to my channel for more NBA and NFL content. My goal is to hit 100 subscribers and click on the notification bell so that way y'all stay tuned to new videos. That out of the way, Lego.
I paid my dues, now I'm a made man. I caught my fade, now I'm a made man. You never see me again. I got the juice, now I'm a made man.
Tatum rise to stardom was pretty unexpected if you're asking me, because in the 2019 offseason they acquired Kemba Walker in free agency and he was coming off of a 25-point game season with the Hornets, and seeing how the Hornets are refusing to give him a supermax, he made the right decision to sign with the Celtics as they were a contender, as in 2018 they made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals without Kyrie, and with him on the team last year they were worse because Kyrie cannot lead for shit and there are so many chemistry problems on this team. So it's obvious that Tatum has slump sophomore year because he didn't get a lot of touches, and there are also more things that led him to slump, such as him taking too many mid-range shots like it's the 2000s where he should be taking more threes. Well, probably because he trained with Kobe that summer. RIP Kobe, man. But anyways, his regression wasn't his fault at all. It was simply just a situation that he was in. Now, if you replace Kyrie with Kemba, it's going to be uncertain if he's going to be this first option on this team. And it was like this in the first 15 games of the 2020 season. Kemba was the best scorer, and not only that, he was the most efficient player on this team. And we thought in our minds that Kemba was going to be the clear-cut first option on this team. And don't get me wrong with Jayson Tatum. He's averaging 21 points, but he is shooting 40% from the field in the first 15 games. And I know it's a small sample size, but looking at the games in the first half of the season, there are so many times where Tatum has failed to shoot 40% from the field. And it's not only that, there were times where he was shooting his team out of the game, and it's looking like he's going back to his old habits. Sure, he's up to scoring to 20 points, and he's shooting great from 3, shooting 37% from 3 on 6 attempts. But here's the thing, he has more touches. He didn't really show improvement in the first season, but first half, But later, he has proven me wrong. In the month of February, he was phenomenal, averaging 30 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists on 49% shooting, and 48% from 3 in 9 attempts. If he hasn't struggled a little bit from the charity strike, he would have averaged 30 points on 50-50-90 splits. This man has been going ultra instant. Autonomous ultra instant in the month of February. This game against the first seeded Lakers against LeBron, he had 41 points on 12 of 20 shooting. If he converted, he shot 60% from the field and made 4 of his 7 3-point attempts. That game literally cemented himself as the clear-cut best player on this team, because in the same month, Kemba has been struggling as of late. Now, the season is continuing in late July, and there is many discussions that they should go straight to the playoffs. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this because, one, the players' health. What if someone gets infected by COVID? I probably see them shutting down the NBA down again, but that's another topic on another day. Tatum is probably the most skilled young player since the late Kobe Bryant. He can finish through the basket with finesse. He is one of the best not only shooters, but one of the best shot creators in the NBA. And I might say that he's up there with Curry, Kyrie, and PG-13. And matter of fact, he's a better overall player than PG-13 as of right now. He's a damn problem, man. I never seen a player who is this skilled and this polished at such of a young age than Jayson Tatum. And not only his elite offense, Tatum has gotten better at defense as he's ranked 8th in defensive win shares. He can defend 1 through 4 very well and is a much better off-ball defender. He has improved significantly, and right now he is on the MVP conversation. Not as high as LeBron and Giannis, but he is between the top 7 or top 5. Which is a huge accomplishment because that alone makes him the best player in the draft class. Really, it is him and Donovan Mitchell are the only 2 players who is in the conversation of the best player of the 2017 draft class. And you can put De'Aaron Fox in the conversation, but he hasn't made the playoffs in his entire career despite his constant improvement. This Celtics team is set for the future and they're going to compete for a title for many years to come, but there's some uncertainty. First is their defense simply not as good as years past because 1, they have Enes Kanter, who's one of the worst defensive big men in the league for the past 5 years, and 2, their bench units is pretty trash too, despite their young age. And really all the games I watched, these boys are just nothing special. Maybe Robert Williams may be developed to become a defensive stud, but offensively he might wind up to being average at best. While this team's starting lineup is as good as any title contender in the NBA, their bench is very mediocre, and that will become a major concern coming into the postseason. For Tatum's case, he has proven that he's a star in this league, at least a top 15 player in the NBA. The only question is, can he lead as the first option to a championship? I believe that he can achieve that feat, but the Eastern Conference is much tougher than ever as you got Giannis in the Bucks, the Sixers, the Raptors, the Miami Heat. All these teams are at least dark horse finals contenders, and Tatum has shown to be that if factor in the postseason. He has outplayed the likes of Giannis and Embiid, all them guys in the 2018 playoffs, and they should have been in the finals had LeBron wasn't in the East. And now Tatum doubled his production comparing to his rookie year. Imagine what he can do in the playoffs with game much improved. If Tatum leads his team to at least an Eastern Conference Finals appearance, then I'm ready to say that he's a superstar in this league. And guys, he's only 22 years old and he still has so much room to grow, because based on what I've seen, his potential is so high to the point that I can see him being in the conversation of the top 10, maybe top 5 players in the NBA one day. I can see him winning an MVP. I can definitely see him winning a championship in Boston. There's no doubt in my mind that he deserves a max contract during this offseason. This man is your franchise player, and the front office should prioritize on getting more pieces to fit with Tatum and Brown's playstyle, because you'll never know when one of the supporting cast might leave. For example, Gordon Hayward, after this season, he has a player option in his 4-year, $128 million deal, and he might decline his player option and become an unrestricted free agent in 2021. But all that said, Jayson Tatum is a top 15 player in the NBA. He has proven that he can lead his team to the promised land. His skill set is second to none. We are just awaiting of what Tatum can accomplish in the Boston Garden. Thank you all for watching my video. If y'all really love this video, drop a like. Want to stay tuned for more content, then click on the subscribe button on the right hand corner and click on the notification bell so that way y'all don't miss a video. And that out of the way, guys, this is the A-Man Show signing out.